So, here is our blog, Auto Air of Alabama. I created it with Tony Fadalla. Our first post was just an overview about us, just telling you, when the company was started, where we're located, how we have two locations, Schillingers and Norwood Lane off the interstate. Just kind of a brief overview so that people who are visiting this blog know exactly who we are, where we're located, and what we do. The next post was telling people how we are online now, how we have our own website as well as Facebook, and both of these are links directly to the page. Let's get this one going. Here is Auto Air of Alabama's website. It's very good. You can take virtual tours of each of the shops, which is really neat. So customers can see the shop before they even get there. There's also a photo gallery too of just different cars they've done and just pictures of both locations. And then their contact information for both locations. You can even send questions through this messaging option. And then for their Facebook, Tony, his dad doesn't so much, but Tony uploads, frequent pictures of stuff he's working on. It's just kind of get customer traffic. He runs specials on here, which is a great way. Really nice to see reviews and comments about his work, which is really good. Then the next post we did was about his special that he's running. Great way to get traffic and just, The next post was about the most common problem with the vehicle air condition, which is the condenser. For people like me who know nothing about cars, this was very interesting to read about, and we embedded a YouTube video that gives you just kind of a overview of what the condenser actually is and what it does.
The City Double Cash Card comes in very handy with cashback.
Let the advertisement go. And then after the video, we just, went into more things that could go wrong with the condenser and stuff like that.
My name is Mark Delgado with American Auto Service for Expert Village. It's similar to what you would experience when you take a spray can of pressurized liquid and spray it out. It's cold to the touch. It's the same theory here. Because of the restriction of the orifice tube, it pretty much sprays a low pressure liquid in there, and as that expands, it will absorb the heat from the vehicle. Now we'll talk about some of the individual components. This is the compressor. You'll see electrical connection. That connection is for a large magnet that's behind this pulley that engages this clutch so the compressor turns. Without that electrical connection, it will just freewheel. It's got a inlet and an outlet.
Okay. For the next post, we talked about how we're an accredited member of the BBB. Just kind of some run-on about how Auto Air of Alabama has been one since 1984. And then here's the link to their actual review from bbb.org. And it says again how they've been accredited since the 1984. And just their information on that. And then our next post was about how Auto Air is on Instagram and Pinterest. Another way for Auto Air to interact and connect with customers. Both of these are good resources. We'll open the links to both of these. Here's his Pinterest. tips for customers and then how-to guides for customers. Pinterest is kind of hard to do too much with automotive repair, but I feel like these boards have lots of tips that, you know, could help everyday Joes like you and I that don't know much about cars. And then Instagram, 30 followers in just a couple weeks, not too bad. And then just post and stuff to get a little interaction. Close out of those. That's all for that post. We talked about Freon and the EPA, just the Environmental Protection Agency, kind of a long read, but it just talks about how technician certifications, you know, are very precise, and, you know, not anybody can just do that. And then the last post we have is about the dangers of inhalants. It's just like warning signs, information about it, some links to read it more in depth if you're interested. And then we also embedded this YouTube video about teenagers stealing AC to get high. It's a new form of drug use. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but we'll play a little of it.
Something we think you'll find disturbing. Some teens in our community are getting high on the very chemical we rely on to keep cool in this heat wave.
It's called Freon huffing, a fast, powerful, and potentially deadly high. 9 News anchor Lance Berry's here now with an exclusive story on this growing, disturbing trend.
Huffing is not new, but the level that many teenagers are now taking it to is unprecedented. Gone are the days of sniffing markers or correction fluid for a quick, relatively low-risk high. They have now been replaced by huffing Freon, commonly.
So that's really all we're going to show of that, because it is a 4-minute video. But if you want to watch the whole thing, it is on YouTube, or you can come to our blog to watch it. We just thought it was important to put that on there, just, you know, to be aware, and especially at both of the shop locations, you know, there's Freon by the cases just around the shop, and, you know, Tony and Mr. Tommy both are more aware of it now and have, you know, secured it better so that it isn't a temptation to be stolen. But that's really all we have for our blog and our post. Tony and I worked really hard on this, and we're very proud, and I'm excited that Tony can continue to use this for his business and just see where it goes.